It's coffee time with Donna.
Denise.
Today we're going to be talking about a lot of good stuff. One of the things that we're going to be talking about is stress. How men handle it versus women. So
you think men handle it a little better?
I don't know. We'll see.
And we should be talking about how some men and women just have stress outlets. What do they do to have release?
Yeah, what are some of the things that they do?
Beside anger.
Stomping your feet.
We're going to be talking about that and letting everybody know that a lot of people have stress. A lot of people from their jobs and everything. So when we come back, you understand, that's what we're going to be talking about.
But before we go, I must ask you this.
What?
How was your weekend? I got to ask you first.
I had a great weekend. Not going to talk about cleaning because that's a normal. But I had a great weekend. We had salmon.
Ooh.
Yes. Because
I love salmon.
Guys, that she was talking about us actually losing weight a couple of times. Yeah, whatever. And so I'm eating well.
Oh, that's good.
Drinking my water, have my little shake going.
Did you have your 8 bottles of water?
That's your thing. I don't like water.
Water is
But I've
good.
been trying. My water bottle's about that big. That's all you get out of me.
Well, you know what? There's like a challenge that I got going on Facebook.
That's personal. It really is. Come on. Am I right?
Well, you said that you were drinking like a big bottle of water about this big,
because
right?
I have to because of what
Well,
I'm
that's
taking.
probably your 8 bottles of water right there. Well, at least half of it are close to the journey.
I'll be wobbling down. Shoot. Anyway, I had a salmon, and we, because another member of my family is on a diet.
Okay.
It is really hard to cook for 4 people, and everybody's got their own thing. So what I do is, if it's vegetables that she's supposed to have, then everybody has double the amount of vegetables. And protein, which is the meat or the fish. So that kind of makes up the difference. And so how was your weekend?
I learned how to make pinwheels.
That ain't no diet.
No, yes it is. A healthy way of making, well, first of all, you use the flatbread, which is very healthy for you.
Okay.
You do lettuce, which is very healthy for you, and turkey.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. And
so what do you put on it to wrap it up?
Well, you put the flatbread down.
Yes.
You put the meat down.
The meat first.
The meat first.
Okay.
You put your lettuce.
Okay.
And you just in the flatbread and you just roll it up.
So it doesn't stay. It just does it on its own.
Yeah, because the flatbread kind of mushes it together, and it's stress releaseful.
Yeah. And stress release for me.
It is. I mean, think about it. You're sitting there, you're rolling it, you're thinking about other things, and it's just releasing you out. And it's a healthy meal too.
Okay. Whatever. Anyway, we will be coming back shortly.
We will be coming back shortly.
We'll talk more about a little rolling up and rolling up.
It's stress releaseful.
Believe it or not, I like our intro, and it makes me feel happy.
See, you're releasing stress.
Yeah, it makes me feel happy. But when we come back, we're going to talk about men and women, right? And who releases it well, and what type of outlets you guys got for stress. And are you drinking the water to make her feel good, okay? Are you? Okay. So when we come back, we'll talk some more about that today.
Okay. I'm here at A&T campus, and I'm asking that major question. Who handles stress better, men or women? So, what's your name?
Johnny Shateri.
So who do you think handles stress better, men or women?
I think women handle stress better just because women have to have babies and go through that entire process of pregnancy, and at the same time they're still juggling careers, keeping their family afloat and all this different stuff. So I think women should have handle the stress.
I believe men and women probably handle stress like the same way. I don't think gender affects how you handle your stress.
And what do you do to relieve stress?
Um, I guess I just do something that like gets my mind off of whatever I'm stressed about. Like I like to skateboard or draw or something like that. Something that's like relaxing.
So we're going to talk about who handles stress better, men or women. So I don't
You
know.
be the pro, I'll be the con. Or I can just comment on everything like I always do. So you can do that. Okay.
Well, I had a chance to talk to I talked to women and men.
You did.
Yeah, I talked to both of them.
You have these conversations without me. I don't understand. So go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of the women that I talked to, basically what they were saying is that they felt that they handled stress much better. And the reasons why they felt that they handled...
Did you feel that they were biased?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Well, go ahead.
they gave some good. They gave some good points. They gave some good points. A lot of the women were saying that, for instance, that they had a lot put on them to begin with. They talked about things like childbirth, having children. Some of them were talking about they have careers and they have to go out and work and have children and still responsible for a lot of things that they had to do at the home so they can handle
There was
it
a
better.
commercial once. I can wrap up the bacon. Right
Up in a pan. Oh, that's right.
Never ever let you know that whatever.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, I'm a woman. Okay. But you know what? On the con side of that, I feel that years ago that would have been that way all the time. But the men now, they are now becoming, the daddy that stays home, the parent, the one that does everything. And they're the ones that are being put into stress.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Matter of fact, a lot of the guys that I was talking to, they were saying that the tables are
You're
turned.
stepping up. That's why, because you're stepping up. That's what I'm talking about. Step up.
Mom said you're stepping up.
That's right. So go ahead.
So, matter of fact, that's what a lot of guys were saying, that they were out there, that they were working, and then they were taking care of the kids too.
That's right.
And so, I guess the stress level is...
But how did they handle it?
Well,
Not like a woman does, though.
Well, talking to a lot of the men versus the women, they do handle things a little bit differently. Like, for instance, a lot of the women, they talked about that they like to dance, or like I was talking to a couple of young ladies, and they were saying that they write in their journals.
Oh. Yeah.
And they, or some of them like to dance. And then a lot of the guys, they said that they like to, get together with the boys, play football, or
they do gymnastics and stuff like that.
the women do, well.
Women too? The men.
Well,
I mean, nowadays everything is flip-flop.
yeah, that's true.
Everything is flip-flop.
You're so right. Everything is flip-flop, whereas a lot of things that were really known for a woman to do,
And only the woman.
that it's kind of flip-flop to where the guys are now doing it too. So the level of stress is equally there.
But I don't think that men handle the babies as well. They need to get out to get that outlet out. Not that person is really passive. Because the estrogen levels in a woman can handle it. It just gets thrown out on them.
Matter of fact, there was a study out there that was saying that that there's a known, like they did there's a known fact that women are able to handle stress a little bit better because of the estrogen levels.
Right.
Yeah.
You see? He said, we got to go and get you guys a little estrogen shot or a pill or something to handle the 4 babies you got at home, okay? We got to get you something, you know what I mean?
Well, well, a lot of them, with like the guys, they did like special outlets that, like I was saying a little bit earlier, that they were able to, you know, some of them said they did football, the women said they wrote in the books and stuff like that. So that they do handle stress a little bit differently. And then there was some that said that it depends on the situation. So it's not necessarily that the men handle it better versus the women. It depends on the situation,
Well,
you know.
I personally handle it. I handle it completely different. My stress outlet is making things, sewing things. I feel like sewing a coat. That's what it is. I feel like doing art on a wall. That's what it is. If I feel like redoing anything, it's my resource.
You should redo the whole house, by
Yes,
the
I
way,
will.
while
I'll
you're
go out
sleeping.
there and paint.
And you wake up and it's all
Well, that's
different.
your grandmother's fault, because I used to go to sleep on the couch in one color and I wake up on another.
And the whole house is painted
understand that.
differently.
Never even bothered me, this woman. And then all of a sudden, you ready to eat, darling?
Where am
I'm on
I
the
at?
other side of the room. And I must have really hard. Well, guys, when we come back, we're going to be talking some more about that stress level. Okay?
I'm here with,
Imani Thomas.
Cassidy Wise.
and I'm asking that question again. Who do you think handles stress better, men or women?
I believe women. And because like we have a lot of stress, like a lot of things that go on in our life, but we can do a lot of activities to relieve it. So, yeah.
And what about you?
I'm gonna agree with her. I think that women can handle stress way more than men, because women, especially like black women, we go through a lot of stuff and nobody really knows like what we go through. We kind of hide it, and so I think women handle stress more.
Awesome. I like that women do handle stress. What do you guys do to release stress as women?
Well, I crochet, and so that helps me release some tension.
Ooh, do you do outfits?
Not there yet.
What about you?
I write in a journal, and I just write all my thoughts down and frustrations down.
That's an awesome thing. Well, I mean, that journal just write. Thank you, ladies, so much. Who do you think handles stress better, men or women?
I think women might handle stress better. They learn how to deal with a lot of different things, and it proves to be beneficial.
Well, that's cool. And so, how do you handle stress?
Well, I'm not the best stress handler, but I usually just take time for myself. And once I have that time, then I'm able to get back and do whatever I need to do.
Awesome. I see you got a pair of shoes in your hand. So what is that about?
I'm a part of Virgin Modeling Troupe here at A&T.
Ooh, so you be strutting your yellow shoes. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking to you.
So, we were talking about a little bit about my arts and crafts and what I do.
And how you were able to release stress through that and everything else like that. Which I think is pretty cool because, like I was saying earlier with the young lady, one of the things she did was she was an artist and she likes to draw, and that's how she released stress, which is you know, for me, I like to write poetry.
Right.
And so,
That's right.
and that's how I release stress. And it's and what I'm writing about might not necessarily be about what the situation
what
is,
happened.
but I feel good afterwards.
Because you're taking your mind away from
You're
it.
taking your mind away from it, and you're able to just relieve yourself and get sit back and get out of that little whatever is going on there, and then you're able to go back to it again. So, but you were saying that.
No, I was thinking, well, how if I'm like that? And basically, I don't even know I'm stressing. You know, that most women don't know that they're stressing, which can cause condition of their bodies and stuff like that. So obviously my body must know it, which makes my mind say, you know, I don't like the way that chair looks. That just don't look right. So I will find myself in a material store, getting the best discount I can on that material. Okay? And I'll sew it up, I'll even staple, I'll put little, what do you call it, tacks in it. I'll do everything to bring, you know, like I tell my husband, $250, $400 for the chair, $80 for this new looking chair. Nothing wrong with the chair.
And by the way, when you finish, it looks hooked up. It looks nice.
Until my grandchildren get on there. But but I sewed it, I stapled it and sewed it and make sure it's just right. Now I got this thing where I want to go do my chairs to bring the color all the way over there. But it's a feeling that I get. It's you know, and by the time I'm finished, whatever was bothering me, which I didn't know was bothering me, it's gone. When I get into my arts and craft, and you can't do it in the winter time because it sprays, it's paints, it's all kinds of stuff, and I can't really do that in the winter because everybody's going like they're dying, and I'm like, you know, you just ruining the creativity in my body. You're just blowing it. So I go into material. Now explain to me how you're going to fuss about material.
I don't know. You know what I like too? I like your pictures that you have done. That's like really creative. Like what
made me do it?
Yeah, what made you do that?
It just looked like something I had. I had the product, and like the ones that are like this on the walls on both sides. That was stuff that I had, so I broke it up and put it together.
You're talking about the stone light?
Yeah, the stones.
Okay.
Yeah, with the picture frame on it.
Oh,
you know, and I just felt like doing it. Or if I did the one that's on the wall, the big one, just look good. I did that 4 times to get it there. I put it on the wall. No, I don't like that. Pull it down, put some more on it, put it on. My living room is my studio. You know what I mean? When I wanted to make, we have the money, I just don't feel like it's necessary. I go out and I go and get these dressers or something like that. I'll paint it up and make a thing to go on top of it, like a tabletop. And it works for me, you know? Like I have glass tables. I don't want the glass tables in my living room anymore. I want to make tables. Because that's the way I feel. It's got nothing to do with anybody else. But it feels good when you get through. And yes, if it is a stress release,
then that's it.
Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for it. Thank you, Lord, for it. You know? How do you release your stress?
Well, like I was saying earlier, I like to do poetry. So I'll sit down and I'll sit and I'll write a whole poem, and you know, and just I'll get into this other world and just write about it.
Same thing that I feel.
Yeah.
When I'm doing my arts, I'm in this
the zone.
Yeah, because my husband could go say something to me, I'm like, whatever. And that bothering me, you know? It's just like nowadays, if I don't have that arts and crafts thing going, we have what is called Jules, and I play that game. You know?
But Jules on the
yes,
phone?
I play that game in a minute. What? You getting up? No, that's all right. I ain't got to deal with you. Come here. Oh, I could have made that. Oh, I could have done that. You know? But when we come back, we're going to wrap all of this up. You know? And we're going to just bring it all to a head. You guys, we'll see you in a minute.
What's your name, sir?
Marquise Blue.
And what was your name?
Lamar Reynard.
So who do you think handles stress better? Is it men or is it women?
I personally feel women handle stress better because me as a man, when I get pushed to a certain point or when I'm just stressed out, I just lose it. I just lose all composure and I, you know, can't control my actions. But I feel women have a little better job of, you know, they do a better job of handling that situation.
All right, cool. And what do you do to like kind of like relieve your stress? Do you like write or paint or?
I play football here, so I mean, you know, football just takes my mind away from stuff, so I use that as a stress reliever.
Oh, awesome. So we're going to be seeing you up on a big screen at the NFL. What? And what about you, sir? Who do you think handles stress better, men or women?
Personally, I feel men handle stress better because I think sometimes women can overthink things at times, and men sometimes just get away, go to their room, and relax, listen to music, while women telling their girlfriends or their friends how girl how I do all this and stuff. So that's how I feel. I feel like men handle stress better.
So here you have it. We have one guy saying a woman handles stress a little bit better, and we have a guy saying, well, they think men handle stress. So that's the question of the day. Who handles stress better? Thank you so much, guys, for coming on.
Thank you.
Well, we're back. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, which we didn't have a chance to talk about before, is that you made this beautiful creation.
Mm-hmm.
You took an ordinary clock.
No, it was your grandmother's.
Wow. And you took the clock and you just made it into something really big.
Because I dropped the bloody thing and it fell on the floor and it cracked. So I had to take this thing and say, I'm sorry, Mom.
Mm-hmm.
She's no longer with us, but I felt like, a few years she was like, don't touch that, you break that. Don't do this, you break that. So I finally get something that's a part of her, and I broke the bloody thing. So I created it to like a homage to my mom, to let her know that I loved her and I was sorry.
Aww.
But it felt good while I was doing it. Those are just things that you feel good about. You release your stress, you let things out, and you make sure that you love what you're doing. Like I said, that one painting I did about like 4 or 5 times before I said, okay, I like that. Next year, I may not like a couple of things that's on it. Take it off. It's the way you feel at the time.
It's like the best stress reliever ever, which is really good for you, because if you think about it, if you don't relieve stress, it can also cause ailments.
Yeah.
It can cause a heart attack, strokes, and things like that, which is crazy.
It can.
It really is. And so if you were able to do some type of outlet or something, it would be really good, because
Going to the gym.
Going to the gym and exercising.
For the men.
Exactly.
Some men like to get under cars and do, work on cars, make them, just tinker. I think they call it tinker. Just tinker, baby.
Tinkering.
And then you have some women who, like me, or like yourself with the poetry, and that other young lady is an artist, that you talked about. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do.
Yeah, to
use as an outlet.
Yeah, it's really good, and it's something that I encourage. Like I was saying before, I encourage everybody to do that. Whatever it is, that you do, I think it's 100 times better than your health. I think your health is very important to you, and so whatever's going on.
With you guys with those babies, okay, and your mommies with the babies, enjoy something else. Do something else. Put it together. Make baby clothes. Can you imagine a man making baby clothes? Oh my God.
I'm sure there's a lot of men out there doing that.
You're not going to do that. I know you're not. But I mean, it's a possibility, because a woman can get on a car just as well as a man.
I've met some of the best mechanics, boy.
Or women.
And have your car looking really good.
How come I don't need that tinker anymore? Well, honey, it was over here. So you can do it. Yeah.
I think, like we were saying before, it's like anything that you can do. It doesn't have to necessarily be writing a book or getting under a car or whatever. It could be just simply as taking a walk. Sometimes that's
take the door down, go for a walk.
Go for a walk. Sitting down watching your favorite TV show, Coffee Time.
Veg out. Veg out.
Veg out sometimes work just as well.
Your favorite TV show, making sure that, movies.
Movies is really good.
You know what we used to do when we first got down here?
What was that?
We used to go to the coffee shop. And we would sit there and do you remember? We would drink coffee.
Oh yeah,
and
we
would all just hang out. Well, this feels like New York. This feels good. Until I started getting heartburn. I'm sorry, y'all. I love coffee, but I don't like it strong. Okay? So everybody else can drink it strong, but we used to go there, we'd have cake and coffee, we'd talk, we'd listen to everybody's what they did at their job.
Yeah, and it was fun, and that was our stress
Another
outlet.
way of an outlet, you know?
So if you guys have any ideas, or if you want to chime in on this conversation or
That's
whatever,
right.
please go ahead and look us up at www.thebigchat.com. And that's with 2 G's, baby.
Two. And you guys, you know, enjoy your rest of your week.